Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning. Welcome to today's lecture. I hope you all can hear me. Please, if you can hear me, notify by dropping a message. If you can hear me, please drop a message in the comment section. Let's test our microphone and be sure you can hear me. Please, if you can hear me, let's if you can hear me, do well to comment on in the comment section. Let's be sure that we are audible enough. If you're here, please, I repeat, drop in comment. Let us be double sure that someone can hear me. Please, I'm waiting for your feedback. If you can hear me, please drop a comment. Drop a comment if you can hear me, please. There are 10 of you online. Please, if you can hear me, drop a comment. Let me know you can hear me so that I can who can proceed. We just have 1 hour for this lecture, and then the 1 hour has to be maximized. If you can hear me loud and clear, please drop a comment so I'll be sure that you can hear me very well. Please drop a comment if you can hear me. I'm waiting, please, so that we can commence this lecture. If you are here and you can hear me, please drop a comment. Let's proceed. There are 13 of you online currently, and no one is dropping a comment showing you aren't hearing me. Okay, maybe I'll have to proceed. I may have to proceed if you are not if you're not dropping any comment. Please drop a comment if you can hear me very well. If you can hear me loud and clear, please drop a comment. Let me be sure that you are here. Otherwise, I will assume that you are not online. In as much as I can see 15 persons online, but without you commenting, I wouldn't know how the network is. Please comment. Let me be sure that you can hear me very, very well. Let me be sure of the network here. Please drop a comment if you can hear me very, very well. Okay, without comments, I am not confident that you can hear me. I've been here for 5 minutes, but nobody's dropping a comment. Am I to assume that you are listening. There are 19 of you online. Please, someone should just drop a comment to let me know how the network is. Let me know, please. Drop a comment. Okay, I continue. Whether you are responding or not, since the message will be okay. We are going to talk about maize production, maize, rice, and cowpea production in Nigeria, in southern Nigeria specifically. Today, this lecture is tailored to make all the students have firm grasp of the knowledge of maize, rice, and cowpea production in southern Nigeria. In southern Nigeria. So at the end of the lecture, I expect that all my viewers, all my viewers should be able to say they can produce maize, rice, and cowpea in southern Nigeria with at least nothing less than 98% success. So that's the essence of this particular lecture, to equip my viewers, my listeners, to be able to produce maize, rice, and cowpea in southern Nigeria with the view of achieving 98% success. So I begin with maize production in southern Nigeria. Southern Nigeria has high rainfall of about 1,800 to 2,500 millimeter of rainfall. It is a humid climate with deep loamy soils. This makes it suitable for early, late, and extra early maize varieties. Soil and climate requirements for maize. You know, in our previous classes, we discussed maize. We discussed maize, cassava, cowpea, and all of them generally. But now we are taking these crops individually and we are talking about maize. We are starting with maize. Maize requires well-drained loam soil or sandy loam soils. Like I mentioned earlier, soil pH of 5.5 to 6.8 is most suitable for maize production. The temperature requirement is about 18 to 32, is between 18 to 32 degrees Celsius, while it requires full sunlight of 6 to 8 hours per day. Yeah, sunlight of 6 to 8 hours per day is the most suitable for maize production. Recommended varieties: early stroke medium maturing, like the Samars 15 and Samars 32. Samars 15 and Samars 32. We have the hybrid maize, the Oba Super Series, which I already told you earlier. I told you about the QPM varieties for high nutrition. For high nutrition, you go for the QPM varieties. Land preparation: clear the bush early before rains. Plow, harrow, and make ridges 75 cm apart or 1 meter, as the case may be. Avoid waterlogging. Yeah, it is serious in southern Nigeria. Yeah, serious in southern clay soils. Avoid waterlogging. Planting. Plant with first or second effective rain. I said first or second effective rain. Is not every rain that fall is effective. So you should be able to know the first and second effective rain, not the type that will rain and cease without falling again till the next 3, 4, 5 weeks. Effective rain means it will rain and rain very, very well. And you're sure of the rain coming again at least in 1 or 2 weeks' time, at least minimum 2 weeks' time. That's talking about effective rainfall. Spacing, like I told you earlier, 75 by 25 cm. If you're planting 1 or 2 seeds per stand, if you're planting 1 seed per stand, but it's always advised that you plant 2 seeds per stand and thin down to one. That's if you're using 75 to 25 cm. But if you want to leave 2 stands of plant, then use 1 meter by 1 meter planting distance. Seed depth. Don't plant below 5 cm. Your planting should be between 3 cm to 5 cm. Anything above 5 cm won't be very, very good for the corn. It means it will have to struggle to do what? To germinate, to come to the soil surface. So planting your corn at 3 to 5 cm is the best practice. Early fertilization. I already mentioned that you should apply a basal application of fertilizer, and I explained basal application of fertilizer to mean applying fertilizer at the base of the crop. So, based on field condition and soil test, like I mentioned earlier, general Southern Nigerian guide, basal application at planting, basal application at planting, NPK 15 15 15. This will translate to 4 bags per hectare. This will translate to 4 bags per hectare, or 1 to 1.5 bags per acre. You know the difference between a hectare and an acre. Uh, so, top dressing, use urea 2 bags per hectare at 3 to 4 weeks. If using organic, 2 to 5 tons of poultry manure per hectare, it will be ideal. Apply fertilizer 5 to 8 cm away from plants to avoid burning. Like I told you, one of the precautions you need to take whenever you're planting anything is to ensure that the fertilizer you are applying doesn't come in direct contact with the plant. You have to apply at least 5 to 8 cm away from the plant to avoid burning. If you apply it too close, the nitrogen would burn the what? Would burn the plant. That is why sometimes you can see sometimes you see farmers who after fertilizer application, their crops burn. Their crops didn't burn because of anything but the fertilizer they applied. You should apply your fertilizer in such a manner that it would not be in direct contact with your maize. Weed control. First weeding should come between the first 2 3 weeks. Second weeding should come at 6 weeks. Use pre-emergent herbicide like atrazine plus metachlor. I don't know if you've heard metachlor before. I know I've told you about atrazine, but there's one that is called metachlor. Yeah, metolachlor rather, metolachlor. So general major pests and their control. We have the fall armyworm, otherwise called FAW, the fall armyworm. Scout weekly, scout weekly, like every week you should go out and look for this pest in your farm, this armyworm. Look for them every week. every week. You go and hand do what? Hand pick. Use a masatin, benzoate, or lambda-clatorin, or spinosad. I think I would when I meet those of you who are my students, when I meet with you in person, I'll give you the spellings of these uh, these uh, these herbicides, this pesticide. Avoid late planting. If you can avoid late planting, you have succeeded in avoiding a lot of these pests, the armyworm. If you apply early, would help you avoid these four armyworm. Like I told you, I would upload a video of the armyworm on this channel as soon as possible. I'll upload a video of the armyworm on this channel as soon as possible. I am not getting any feedback from my online viewers. I hope you can hear me. I've not had any feedback from any person since the beginning of this lecture. I hope I am not talking to myself. Please, if you can hear me and you're enjoying the lecture, do well to leave a comment. Let me be sure that you are following. Let me be sure that you are with me. I can see there are 21 persons online. Oh, reduced to 18. But please, if you can hear me, drop a comment. Let me be sure you're here with me. So the next major pest of maize is the stem borer. The stem borer. Use resistant varieties, destroy maize stovers after harvest. So after harvest, destroy the stalk, all those stovers, the maize stover, then destroy them after harvest. If you can burn them, that will be very beautiful, so that you destroy the eggs, of the stem borer. If not, if you don't destroy them, they will be there waiting for your next planting season, except you're going to apply rotation cropping the way I described for you before. That's the only way you can avoid stem borer infestation the following cropping season. Yeah, except you rotate. If not, if you don't destroy them when you plant the following season, they will still what? They will manifest again. So I said use resistant varieties for stem borers, destroy maize stover after harvest. Diseases of maize. We have the maize streak virus. Maize streak is spelled, the spelling of maize. Streak is Streak. The maize streak virus. Plant early, control vectors. If you plant early, it helps to control the vectors. We have the Covularia leaf spots. Avoid water stress. Once your corn is stressed, water stressed, the tendency that the Covularia leaf spots would manifest would be very, very high. We have the rust and blight of maize rust and the blight. If you must avoid that, then there has to be balanced fertilizer and crop rotation. That's the way of avoiding the disease, rust and the blight of maize. Now, harvesting of maize. Harvest at dry down. Harvest at dry down. Dry down means the maize must dry completely. That's for those who are growing maize for at industrial level, not those who are growing maize as in for fresh corn. If you're growing corn for storage, then you have to harvest at dry down. That is 18% to 20% moisture level, so that you will not have much work to do during the drying process. Dry again to 12 to 14% moisture content. Some will recommend 12 to 13% moisture content, but anything from 12 to 14 will be okay. Store in hermetic bags. I've mentioned that earlier when we are discussing these crops generally. Precaution to maximize maize yield. This is very, very important. Take note of this. Precautions to maximize maize yield. Avoid planting in waterlogged fields. Timely planting, March to April, July to August. There are two planting seasons in southern Nigeria for maize. You can grow maize two times. Timely planting, March to April, July to August. Space correctly. Overcrowding leads to low crop yield. If you overcrowd your maize, there will be what? Low curb field. Control armyworm early. First 3 weeks, you should be able to control the armyworm within the first 3 weeks. Anything beyond 3 weeks would affect what? Yield. Use only certified seeds. Use only certified seeds and seeds you're sure of. Seeds you're sure of. So that's why it's advisable you go for the those that are resistant, those that you are sure of. Avoid urea during heavy rain. Yeah, avoid urea during heavy rains. That's because of what we call runoff. If there's runoff, there will be problem. So that's about maize. I repeat, precautions to maximize yield in maize. Avoid planting in waterlogged fields. Timely planting, March to April for the early plant for the first planting, July to August for second planting. Space correctly. If you overcrowd your field, the crops will be what? Poorly filled. Control armyworm early. That's within the first 3 weeks of your planting. Use only certified seeds. Avoid urea during heavy rain. To avoid runoff. Now, having said that, I would want to take one or two questions on maize before I move to rice. Before I move to rice. If there are questions, please drop them before I move to rice. Wow, our class is too poor today, and uh there is no interaction, no questions. I doubt if you are hearing me. I want to take one or two questions on maize before I proceed. Any question? I am waiting for your questions. All right, I continue. I continue. Since there are no questions, I will continue. I will assume everything is well understood. Rice production in southern Nigeria. There are two ecologies that dominate rice production in southern Nigeria. Let's pay attention to rice production. There are two ecologies. Two ecologies dominate. We have the lowland swamp rice, which is the most common. We have the upland rain-fed rice. I repeat, two ecologies dominate in southern Nigeria: the lowland swamp rice, which is the most common, and the upland rain-fed rice. Soil and climate requirements: temperature 20 to 35 degrees centigrade, rainfall 1,500 to 2,000 millimeters, soil hydromorphic, clay loam and loam. Field must retain water. This is very, very important in rice, whether the upland rice or the lowland rice. The field must have the capacity to do what? Retain moisture. Rice, whether the upland or lowland, love water very, very much. So, soil must be able to do what? Retain water. Improve varieties. For lowland rice, we have the Faro 44, we have the Faro 52, we have Faro 60. For upland rice, we have Faro 57, and we have the Nerica 1, 2, 4. Know the varieties that are good for upland and the varieties that are good for what? Lowland. For lowland varieties, we have Faro 44, Faro 52, and Faro 60. That's Nerica L. Faro 60, that's Nerica L. For upland rice, we have Faro 57 and we have Nerica 1 to 4. They are all what? Uplands, improved upland varieties of what? Rice. Land preparation. For lowland, land preparation for lowland: clear, plow, and puddle the field. As I repeat, for lowland rice, land preparation includes clear, plow, puddle the what? Field. Build bounds to retain water. Build bounds to retain water. Like if you can build things like ridges to make sure that water gathers in the field, that would be very, very beautiful. Level fields to ensure uniform water depth. Level your field to ensure uniform water what? Depth. Nursery and transplanting, still for lowland. Raise nursery for 21 days. Plant at 20 by 20 cm spacing. That's 2 to 3 seedlings per stand. 2 to 3 seedlings per stand at a distance of 20 by what? 20 cm. At the depth of 2 to 3 cm. Avoid deep planting. Very, very necessary. Avoid deep planting. Direct seeding. That's for upland rice. Direct seeding for upland rice. Plant before peak rainfall. Spacing 25 by 25 cm. Water management. Maintain 2 to 5 cm water depth during vegetative stage. Drain water 10 days before harvest. Ensure continuous flooding to suppress weed. Yes, most weeds will die when they are what? Submerged in water, but rice will never what? Die. So you can use flooding to do what? Suppress weeds. Fertilization guide. Still that same basal application at planting 1550 NPK 15 15 15 at 4 to 5 bags per hectare. Top dressing urea 2 bags. At tillering, another 1 bag. At booting. Weed management. Lowland, water suppresses most weeds. Pre-emergence, use butaclor or ozidiazone or ozadiazone rather, ozadiazone. Hand weeding at 3 and 6 weeks. Where possible, you can do hand weeding. Pest and disease control. Pest and disease management. Pest. One of the major pests of rice is the stem borer. Use flooding to break life cycle. Once that place is flooded, the stem borer will do what? They will suffocate in water. Apply recommended pesticides early. We have a disease of rice. The disease named known as rice blast. The blast disease. Use resistant varieties. Faro 44 is a resistant variety. Avoid extensive nitrogen. Don't use so much of nitrogen in your rice field. Plant very early. These are the ways to avoid what? Rice blast disease. Another major pest of rice are the birds. Birds can attack rice so massively. So we have bird damage, or yeah, sorry, bird damage as one of the a major problem in rice production. So a massive problem in southern Nigeria. Use of scarecrow, net, or synchronized community planting. Synchronized community planting helps. By synchronized, doing synchronized community planting helps you to have at least one, two, or three farmers always present in the field, and the presence of these farmers will scare these birds away. We have diseases. We have the sheet blight, brown spot, and bacterial leaf blight. These are diseases of rice. Harvesting and storage. Harvest when 80% of grains are golden. Note that. Harvest when 80% of grains are golden. Dry to 14% moisture for milling and 12% for storage. Dry to 14% for milling and 12% for storage. Store in clean, airtight bags. Precaution. Precautions for maximum rice yield. Ensure water control. That is, make bounds plus what? Leveling. I mentioned earlier, make bounds to retain water and level your land so that you have water at same level throughout the what? Field. Plant fallow varieties suited to ecology. I've explained that earlier. Do not over apply nitrogen. If you do that, there will be blast outbreak. Seed treatment before planting. Avoid late planting. Control birds early. Use community synchronized planting. Let me repeat these. Let me repeat these. Precautions for maximum rice yield. Precautions for maximum rice yield. Ensure water control. Plant fallow varieties suited to ecology. Do not over apply nitrogen to avoid blast outbreak. Seed treatment before planting. Ensure you treat your seeds before planting. Avoid late planting. Control birds early. Use synchronized community, or rather, use community synchronized planting. If you can do these seven things, be rest assured that you have maximum rice yield. That brings me to the end of the discussion on rice. Any question on rice? If there's any question on rice, please do well to drop that so that I can continue, so that we can discuss the last crop here, which is the cowpea. Any question on cowpea, please? Please, if you can hear me, just let me know if you can hear me loud and clear. If you can hear me loud and clear, please let me know. If you can hear me loud and clear, let me know. I can't get any. I'm not getting any comment from anyone. Am I sure somebody can hear me? Am I sure you are hearing me? There are 34 persons online, and not even one person is dropping a comment to let me know if you can hear me or I'm just talking to myself. We've just finished discussing maize, things you can do to maximize maize production in southern Nigeria. We have discussed rice production, things you can do to maximize rice production. Please, if you can hear me, drop a comment. Let me be very, very sure that yes, you are with me. Our class seemed to be very dry and boring. Okay, uh, since there is no response from any one of you, I would assume that you're listening. But I hope that my assumption is wouldn't be a very bad one. I hope that assumption won't be a very bad one. Okay, if you're having problem commenting, you can okay, yeah, use your like button, please. If your problem is dropping a comment, please let me see you use the like button, your reactions, in case if the problem is from maybe if the comment section is disabled. If you can hear me, use the like button, please. One person just reacted, two persons just reacted. I just want to be sure that someone is listening to me. Okay, only two persons reacted. Oh, okay, four persons just reacted. Does it mean there's a problem with the comment section? Five persons reacted. Please try to refresh the comment section. Try to refresh it from your end to see if you can comment. Okay, six persons just reacted. Please just keep the reactions coming. Let me be sure that someone is listening to me. Maybe there's a problem in the comment section. What do we do to reactivate the comment section? Okay, okay, someone just unliked the lecture. Someone just used the this button. So I wish the person can drop a comment. Let me know why this is happening. Okay, people are still liking. Please if you can hear me, please just keep on dropping the likes. Let me be rest assured that you're listening. Otherwise, we'll continue with rice production in southern Nigeria. Please, if the problem is from the comment section, please do well to drop your comments. Don't fail to drop your comments after don't fail to drop your comments after the live stream. That will help me know those who are in attendance. Otherwise, I don't know what my assumption will be. I may have to give you an assignment. The assignment is summarize the three summarize what we've discussed in these three crops that we are talking about. I would want to use that, and that would give me the confidence that people actually listen to this lecture. Please, after this lecture, drop in the comment section a summary of what you've learned in this class today. That will help me also prepare me for maybe possible teachings on this topic. So let's continue with cowpea. Cowpea is very, very important to me as a person because I want southern Nigerians to start what growing cowpea, and this is a possibility which most people don't know, that you can grow cowpea in southern Nigeria very, very well. So let's talk about cowpea. Cowpea thrives in lighter, dry soils, but southern Nigeria's humidity increases pest and disease pressure. So management must be more intensive. Let me repeat this statement. I said cowpea thrives in lighter, drier soils, but southern Nigeria's humidity increases pest and disease pressure. So management must be more intensive. This is why I said we are going to talk about cowpea very, very specially. Despite the high humidity in southern Nigeria, it is still possible to grow cowpea. And all you need is to do what? More intensive management. Let's talk about cowpea. Soil and climate requirements. Cowpea requires well-drained sandy loam. Cowpea requires well-drained sandy loam. The pH is similar to that of corn, which is 5.5 to 6.5. Yeah, 5.5 to 6.5 pH. Moderate rainfall is required, 500 to 900 millimeters. Avoid waterlogging, very, very necessary in cowpea production. There are improved varieties of cowpea. We have the IT 99K dash 573 dash 1 dash 1. That's IITA. We have the IT 89KD dash 288. We have the Sampia series. They are known for high yield, early maturing, and resistant to Marauka and Striga. The Marauka is a disease of it affects Marauka affects Maruka affects cowpea a lot. It affects cowpea a lot. Land preparation and planting. Ridge spacing 75 cm. Plant spacing 60 by 20 cm. Plant early at start of rains to avoid peak insect attack. I am repeating this comment again. Plant early to start Plant early at start of rains to avoid peak pest attack. I called it peak pest pressure the other time. Plant very, very what? Early. Early planting is very necessary. Plant early such that you can harvest before the rain becomes what? So much. Make sure that your harvest coincides with what? The dry what period, either the August break. Make sure that your harvest coincides with either the August break or the the dry season. Two plantings of cowpea is possible in southern Nigeria. The early planting, and you plant in such a way that you harvest when there is what? Dry season. Like dry season here could be let me just say at the August break when it is dry. And second one is you plant in such a way that you harvest around September, October, November, when the dry season is what? Already around. In humid areas, plant during minor rain for best yield. In humid areas, of course, southern Nigeria is a humid area. Plant during minor rains for best yield. Fertilization. Cowpea fixes nitrogen, so minimal nitrogen is required. Cowpea fixes nitrogen, just like every other legume. So, because they fix nitrogen to their soil, they have the nitrobacter, they have the nitrogen fixing bacteria in their roots, the rhizobium. What do? You avoid applying what? So much nitrogen. Just minimal nitrogen is required for the what? Early takeoff. Once they take off, once they start growing, you don't apply what? Nitrogen again. Legumes, where cowpea belong, they have the capacity to fix their what? Fix nitrogen to the soil. If you add excess nitrogen, what you're going to achieve is boosting vegetative growth at the expense of what? The pods. You may not have enough pods. You end up having only what? Vegetative what? Growth. So you don't encourage vegetative growth at the expense of what? The pods. Apply SSP, that's single superphosphate SSP at 100 kg per hectare, or NPK 15-15-15 at 1 to 2 bags per hectare. Add organic matter to for root nodulation. Add organic matter for root nodulation. Add organic matter for root nodulation. Try the comment section once more. Try the comment section once more. Let's see if your comments are going to drop. I just switched my network. Try the comment section once more. So, cowpea, I have said it fixes nitrogen, so minimal nitrogen is required. I said, okay, again, apply single superphosphate, that's SSP at 100 kg per hectare, or NPK 15-15-15 at 1 to 2 bags per hectare. Avoid organic matter for root. Okay, sorry, add organic matter for root nodulation. Add organic matter for root nodulation. Add organic matter for root nodulation. Weed management. First weeding, 2 weeks. First weeding, 2 weeks. Second weeding, 5 weeks. Avoid herbicide drift. Cowpea can be very, very sensitive. Avoid herbicide drift because cowpea can be very, very sensitive to herbicides. I repeat, weed management. First within 2 weeks, second within 5 weeks. Avoid herbicide drift. Cowpea is very, very sensitive, yeah, to herbicides. Major pests and management. Cowpea has the highest pest pressure among the three crops. Among the three crops we are discussing today, cowpea has the highest pest pressure. Cowpea, just like most vegetables, they are frequently attacked by what? Pests. So one should be very, very careful with cowpea. This is one of the reasons I said we are going to treat cowpea very, very specially because of the level of pest attack on cowpea. Even in storage, cowpea is still what? Attacked. So major pest and management. Cowpea has the highest pest pressure among the three crops. Flower bud strips. We have the flower bud strips. The damage during early flowering, as in damage during early flowering, spray lambda chalotrin weekly until pod sets. We have the Maroka pod borer. Maroka is a very, very big problem, one of the big pests of cowpea. It is severe in humid south. Use resistant varieties, especially the IITA-IT series. The IITA-IT series. Spray emam, benzoate. Emamectin benzoate. Spray emamectin benzoate to control Maroka pod borer. Aphids. Aphids most times may not attack the cowpea directly, but they are vectors of viruses. Aphids carry viruses. They are vectors of viruses. Spray imidacloprid or thiamethoxam. Spray this imidacloprid or thiamethoxam to control aphids. Aphids carry mostly the mosaic viruses, the mosaic virus, almost in every crop that is affected by mosaic virus. It's the aphids that spread the mosaic virus. Storage pest, storage pest, that's the blue cheats. Store grains in hermetic containers, in hermetic bags, that's PICS bags. Dry to 12% moisture before storage. Store grains in PIC bags, hermetic bags. Dry to 12% moisture before storage. Diseases. We have the anthracnose, we have the Cercospora leaf spot, we have the bacteria blight. These are the three major diseases of cowpea: the anthracnose, the Cercospora leaf spot, bacteria blight, and their control, of course. Use healthy seeds and crop rotation. Use for their control, use healthy seeds, crop rotation, avoid overhead irrigation, plant early. The control of these diseases are purely they are purely natural and organic. Use healthy seeds, use crop rotation, avoid overhead irrigation, plant early. Once you can observe these four, be rest assured that be rest assured that anthracnose, Cercospora leaf spot, and bacterial blight will not be your portion in the field. So let's talk about harvesting of cowpea. Harvest pods in batches to avoid shattering. I told us something during the first class that you don't need to allow some crops to ripe 100% in the field before you can harvest. If you do so, there'll be shattering in the field. So what this means is that for a crop that like cowpea, you need to harvest in batches. You be hand picking, start hand picking as early as possible to avoid shattering in the field. Dry well before threshing. Store in airtight containers. Precaution for maximum yield. That's the last uh, thing to discuss here, but not the least point. Plant resistant varieties only. Avoid late planting. Maintain field hygiene. Follow a strict weekly spraying schedule in humid zones. Follow a strict weekly spraying schedule. Do not allow weeds to host insect pests. Do not allow weeds to host insect pests. Avoid growing cowpea near heavily fertilized maize. Yeah, the reason is because most of the pests in your maize field will do what? Eventually affect your cowpea. So you should avoid growing cowpea near heavily fertilized maize. Heavily fertilized maize would help and the harbor pest. Yeah. Once you have heavily fertilized maize field around, what it means is that there is a potential pest buildup somewhere. And once your cowpea lands, they do what? Invade. So there is a summary table here that's quick field guide. We have the maize. The key yield booster is early planting for maize, correct spacing, top dressing, and hybrid seeds. The key diseases of maize include the and the precaution. Key disease and pest precaution in corn is includes early fall armyworm control, crop rotation, and field sanitation. For rice, key yield booster includes bonding, leveling, water deep control, water depth control, and farrow varieties. The key diseases and pest precautions: avoid excess nitrogen, control birds, manage blast. For cowpea, key yield boosters include early planting, resistant varieties, use the IT series anyway, and weekly sprays. Key disease and precaution and pest precaution for cowpea includes pod borers, trips, aphids, brooches. Avoid waterlogging. I wish I can take questions from you, but questions are not coming. I don't know why it is like this today. I don't know why we cannot see. I can't see your questions, but I hope that someone can hear me loud and clear. In as much as we just have only a few persons in attendance, only a few persons, less than 30 people. I am going to do this. We are going to do this. We want to see how the participation in this class is. It's very necessary. We know the participation level. And if your leaders are here, please let them quickly send me a text message. The three cross reps for my students. You can drop me a only test. Let me know what the problem is from your side. Okay. One of you said, sir, please check your comment section. We've been commenting even before you started the lecture. I don't know why it's not uh dropping here. I don't know why it's okay. Oh, okay, beautiful. I think I can see your questions now. Sorry, I was so busy that I didn't check my comments section. Okay, okay, now that I have seen your questions, pardon me. I I think I didn't refresh my comment section after switching network. After switching network, I think that could be the problem. Okay, let me see if there are questions there. So we are commenting. That's the first question I saw here. So we are commenting. This one said yes, sir. We can hear you, sir. Sir, a bad assumption, sir. I don't know which one is a bad assumption because I know I wasn't seeing your comments. So you shouldn't blame me for that. Is it Juliet says, sir, we are commenting. Okay, we've been commenting. Oh, we can hear you. Oh, good morning, sir. Sir, it's from your end. Oh, sorry. I think you are correct. Mizoma Blossom is from here. I switched network when my Wi-Fi went off, so I think that's the problem. Please pardon me, my audience, especially my students and other guest viewers whom I sent this link to participate in this lecture. Okay. Sorry about that. I switched network. Okay, sir. Ejiofor Emmanuel, I think it's that thing is not Waka, please. I think he was just trying to use Well, anyway, if that's what it is, Ejiofor Emmanuel. Okay. Summarize what we have. Okay. Uba Chinecherem, summarize what we have discussed in these three categories we did today. Okay, that was the assignment I gave you. That will be dropped on this channel. That will be at the end of. Don't drop that yet, or that will be at the end of this lecture. Yeah, the assignment is summary of what you learned in this class. Yeah, that's the assignment I gave you. That one will be dropped here on this channel. That would help me understand them and know where to discuss. In as much as we won't have much online classes again, but then I usually come live every 8 a.m. and 9 a.m. Will still be coming live in case you want to keep learning from her. That comment, it depend me say YouTube no get sticker. Who said so? There are so many of them. And it's okay, maybe it's one of those things we'll discuss when we meet. You need to learn how to use YouTube. As my for my students who are listening, you need to learn how to use YouTube, because most of you will be gaining admissions abroad and will be studying online. And YouTube most of the times is a platform to that most institutions use. So the earlier you start learning how to use YouTube, the better it is. It will enable you become the international scholars that you are meant to be. That's for my students, and YouTube is one place you can learn a whole lot of stuff. I mean, you learn better on YouTube. I've learned a whole lot of stuff on YouTube. There are so many things I teach today and things I practice today. More than 80% of them I learned them on YouTube. So better learn how to use YouTube and be active on YouTube. It will help you use YouTube for knowledge, not for just unlike the way other social media platforms are used. YouTube is not used that way. So I believe you can learn anything you want to learn on YouTube. So there are no much questions there pertaining to the lecture. I haven't seen any question. Sir, teach us about tomato and pepper instead. Chances of planting pigeon pea commercially is low. This is from Mary Juan Onwuka. Mary Juan, I'll be Mary Yuan Onwuka. Sir, teach us about tomato and the pepper instead. I have a lot of videos on tomato and pepper on my channel. But if that's your request, I will still do that. Maybe I will schedule a class for those of you who want to learn that, but that's not part of what we are studying today. Mary Juan, if you are interested and others are interested to learn about tomato, which I believe is one crop that you can grow effortlessly and make money from, even when you're doing white collar job, I would do that. I would gladly guide you on tomato production and pepper. And if I am to teach you pepper, I'll teach you not just about the habanero pepper. Habanero is a money spiner. That's the kind of pepper you need to learn how to produce. But I would add the bell pepper, the bell pepper, the bell pepper. Yes, bell pepper. Um, I I'll share videos of that too and teach you how to produce that if that's what you want. If that's what you want. But then know that cowpea production, pigeon pea, they are all, don't say they are commercially low. They are not low. All you need is to know the market. All you need is to know the market and know how to add value to your produce. Once you add value to your produce, believe me, you will make much money from there. So on Kameri Yuan, you can always bring that request up. I would host a live session, even if it's only you that is online. Just assure me you'll be there. I will teach you that. I'll give you a lecture on that. maybe a 1 hour lecture, 30 minutes for pepper, 30 minutes for tomatoes. I will do that. I will do that. Just always drop me a comment to remind me. So we have I think we have the lowest attendance today. We have the lowest attendance. So if you're saying thank you, may I know why you're saying thank you, sir? Is that are you calling for the end of the lecture, Grace Oji, and all the rest of them? What's the thank you for? Is it for the teach you how to guide on how to produce tomato and pepper, or what? What are you thanking me for? Let me know. Please be specific so that we would understand. We've already spent 1 hour here, and only 32 persons attended this class. Maybe it's time to do a little attendance. Maybe it's time to do a little attendance. So yeah, Mmesoma, you can drop another comment if you said your comments have cleared. It may be from YouTube. I don't know. Okay, okay. My thank you was for your guidance on how to use YouTube. Yeah, if there's no other thing you're going to learn from me, please let it be this the use of this YouTube for lectures. Please increase your use of YouTube. It will help you. Okay, Ono Zurike Anita. Sir, between the lowland swamp rice and the upland rain-fed rice, which one thrives most in East and why? Okay, beautiful question. This is what I've been waiting for. I now feel that people listen to me. Now, like I said, there are two dominant ecologies here in southern Nigeria, the lowland rice and the upland rice. Where my faculty is situated, if you talk worry, they plant more of the lowland rice. That's the ones they plant in swamps. It all depends on what you have. Both of them are good and the yields are high. It all depends on what's available for you. But in all, whether lowland rice or upland rice, the land must have the ability to retain moisture, retain water. Rice is a water-loving crop. Rice cannot tolerate drought, especially towards tillering. Tillering is a time when it produces that thing that looks like flour. Rice requires enough water. So both the lowland swamp rice and the upland rain-fed rice, they all thrive well. So if you the land available to you is the lowland, like if you talk about where they have swamps, then plant lowland rice, the swamp rice. Like in my village, what we have is the upland. We don't have swamp at all. In fact, we have dry land. If I must plant, I will have to do what? Plant the upland rice. That's the type that and which I've grown before. But then you would need to irrigate at a point to make sure that there's sufficient moisture what in the soil, especially towards what tillering. If there's no enough moisture towards tillering, then the feeling will be very, very poor. In eastern Nigeria, of course, if you talk Gwari, is in southeastern Nigeria, and they plant lowland rice. Part of Imo State, like the Ahaji Ebema Uguta axis of Imo State, they plant lowland rice, the upland rice. Yes, because they don't have swamps. And they do what they produce rice very, very well. People from Ebonyi State, the Abakaliki, and all the rest of them. Some parts have lowland, use lowland, some parts use what upland. It all depends on the nature of your soil. Once you have the lowland, if you have a swampy area, use the lowland varieties. You have the upland, your place is the upland. What you have is upland. Use the upland varieties. Both of them thrives in southeastern Nigeria very, very well. Just use what you have. That's another question from Onzurike Anita. It says, and also the farm where I did my IT training planted their sweet corn during the dry season and still harvesting during February March period. That's a very beautiful one. I don't know how many of you, I don't know how many of you that have visited my YouTube channel. I don't know how many of you have visited my YouTube channel apart from the lectures we are having. I don't know how many of you who have taken their time to see my YouTube channel. You will see the farm I visited some time ago, where we have the video of that farm I uploaded, where we grew pepper and cabbage. Please go back and watch that video from A to Z. Either I think I some parts are in my shorts, some are in my video. You can click on both the shorts and the videos. Watch, you see the mulch in there. And I want to believe with you, Onzurike Anita, you planted a sweet corn during the dry season and harvested around February, March. That's beautiful. And that is what you should be doing as a farmer, as someone who studied agriculture. For someone that studied agriculture, I don't expect you to do what? To be planting corn during the peak period when every grower, even those who are not farmers, are growing corn. Plant yours so that you harvest at the what? Off season. Plant yours in such a way that you harvest at the time when there are no that particular crop you're growing, when it is not available in the market. Imagine that place where you did your IT, they planted corn during the November, December, and harvested February, March. The implication is that they will be the king. They will be the king of maize in the what? In the market that time, because you cannot get fresh sweet corn then, apart from except you go to them. That is the only way to survive as a farmer. Make sure you grow your crops in such a way that they will mature when there are no what crops, or when that particular crop is not in the market, when it's not available in the market. What others normally sold at 500 during the season of that crop, you can sell it for 2,000 because you're the only one that can boast of having it in your farm. So it is possible. I have visited so many farms where they grow corn in November, December and harvest early February, March. Personally, I've grown okra in large expanse. I mean, very, very large okra field during sometime early February and harvested late March, April, when farmers are yet to do what? Go to the field. That's the best time to make money in agriculture. That your IT place, they know what they're doing, and I want to believe they would do what they mulched heavily, either with the nylon film, or they used dead plant leaves to mulch heavily and also irrigated. I've seen so many farms that grow their corn during the dry season, and that is why you can have corns all year round in some parts of this country today. There are places you go to, no matter the time, you see what? You see corns. It is very, very possible. And that's the kind of farm I want you to do. So when you go to that my channel and see those videos, you will see those nylon films the way they are put. Study them. Ask me questions. I will answer. I will respond to you. You need to know how to use such do such mulching. And with such mulching, there's nothing you cannot grow. The implication of that kind of mulch is that with such a wonderfully laid mulch material, water conservation will be very, very high. Little moisture, your corn will do what? Grow. You won't have to pour water upon water in the name of irrigation. Secondly, one can still grow some crops via what we call hydroponics. And these are some of the things that are raining today, and use of soilless media. And these crops can be grown even in off season. Thank you, Onwuzurike Anita, for that observation. where you said, and also the farm where I did my IT training, planted their sweet corn during the dry season and still harvesting during February March period. That's beautiful. It's um they are not the only ones doing that. Most farms that know their onion, that's what they are doing today. So if you have a question that, if you have a comment you feel that has cleared, please always feel free to ask again. We have, or rather, I have spent 1 minute 16, 1 hour 16 minutes. Once it is 1 hour 30 minutes, I will just end this lecture. And remember what I asked you to do. Summarize what you've learned in this lecture and drop it here as an assignment. Meanwhile, I'll be giving my students a quiz to be sure they have learned enough by the time I meet them on Tuesday, my own students. Someone said, makes sense as profit will high. Yeah, there's always very high profit when you produce your crops in the off season. Please, if after my interaction with you and you graduate and say, if you search for job for more than 6 months after your NYC, then I will assume I didn't teach you. I will assume you didn't attend my lectures. I will assume you never watched clips or videos on this channel. You should be able to learn and practice. There are lots of things you can do in agriculture. I mean, days are gone when men and women in agriculture are identified by wearing of farm hat only, and maybe dirty and tattered clothes and rain boots. These days, there are sexy, let me use the word sexy in parentheses, sexy agricultural ways of doing agriculture. And I do that too. You too can do that and make more money. I have always told my those who care to listen that I became poorer when I became a lecturer. When I was in the field doing only agriculture, I was making more money than I make being a lecturer. So you too can make more money. All you need is to know the right thing to do. You are in the right place. Know these crops. One of you asked that I teach you how to grow tomato. If you visit my YouTube channel, visit my Facebook channel page of profile, you will see that I grow tomato in commercial quantity. Even if I don't want to sell, at least I harvest them and eat. Even if I harvest one basket or two, I can harvest them and store in my as in process them myself. Transform them into pests and do what? Put in my freezer. But if I want to sell all, I will still sell all and make money. So you too can do that. There are lots of things you can do. And funny, the sweetest part of it all is that you don't need to own all the land in Ifite or Wari or in Oka or in Lagos before you can go commercial. These days, there are things in agriculture that you can do even in the comfort of your home and become a millionaire. How many of you have cared to learn about mushroom farming? How many of you have cared to learn about yam multiplication? How many of you have cared to learn this African panweevil farming? These are money spinners, things you can do within the comfort of your room, even as a student, things you can grow in your room as a student and make money. I mean, make money in their hundreds of thousands every month from within your room and still come out every day clean and slay. There are lots of things you need to learn. Let me be your inspiration if you wish. Learn these. Okay, someone asked, okay, back to the lecture. Ejio for Emmanuel, what is the optimal temperature range for maize? It's in this lecture. I told us in this lecture the optimal temperature for maize. Okay, maybe I'll go back and recap. Maybe you missed that particular area. Someone said also, can maize be planted on a flat surface instead of a garden bed? Yeah, maize can be planted on a surface. All you need is make sure that the land is well tilled. Make sure that the land is well tilled. You can grow corn on just a flat surface. As far as that place is not a water is not prone to waterlogging, you can plant on plain surface. Did you hear what I said? In as much as that place is not prone to what waterlogging, you can plant on on a flat surface. Where you have problem is if it's a place that is prone to waterlogging, you plant on a flat surface, and maybe after rain, part of the stem becomes submerged, or the root is submerged in water. Maize doesn't tolerate uh, waterlogging. But once that place is not a prone to waterlogging, you can plant on on a flat surface. Just ensure it's what well drained. Sir, what are the byproducts that can be gotten from cowpea and rice? The byproducts are plenty. But before you even talk about the byproducts, you can talk about things it can be processed into. Talk about what it can be processed into. One of the byproducts of rice, as we talk, is the rice husk. The rice husk, that back of the rice that is raining today. You know, that's in the western pine up it if you know where I'm born in. That thing, if your soil science, if our soil science students are working, that thing will not be done. They'll convert it to soilless media. And soilless media is what most companies, most commercial farms are using to grow their crops today. In what? In screen houses, nobody is using soil again. Nobody is using this standard potting media where we taught you to mix at the ratio of topsoil, 3 parts topsoil, 2 parts river sand, and 1 part poultry manure. Nobody is practicing that in the industry today. What is in vogue today is soilless media. People growing their crops in soilless media. If you watch on this YouTube channel, those videos of please do yourself a favor of going through those videos. You see, those that my yam multiplication, that those yams, I grew them, I pre-sprouted them in what? In just a soilless media which I prepared by myself using rice husk and sawdust. Rice husk and sawdust only. And most of the tomatoes you see on my channel too, like the one where I talked about calcium, importance of calcium in tomato production and vegetable production generally. That media where I planted those tomatoes, I prepared them with rice husk and what? Sawdust only. You don't need soil. So these are some of the things you need to know. Once you know them, you will realize that yes, you don't actually need soil to work again. You can grow these crops and grow them very, very well. So rice husk is a byproduct of what? Rice. We also have the rice offal, things you can also use to do what? Prepare um manure. There are lots of things you can do with rice. Even in the those that use rice and other things for beer production, when you go there, you still see other so many byproducts of rice. So let's talk about even we are not even done with eating of rice and the use of rice husk before we let's be done with that first before talking about other byproducts. There are plenty. And which other crop did you mention when you asked about the byproducts? Let me see. You said rice and cowpea. Yeah, but even cowpea, you don't even have enough cowpea to eat. Byproducts are plenty. I know one thing I didn't mention about cowpea is that we consume cowpea as human beings, but the leaves are used for what? Forage. Yeah, animals forage on the leaves of cowpea. After harvesting your seeds, the pods, the forage is also what? Is also harvested. The vegetation is also harvested and they are fed to animals. At least I witnessed that when I was serving in the north and we planted cowpea on more than 1 hectare. We picked the pods and allowed animals to graze on the forage. So there are lots of things you can derive from these crops. There are lots of things you can derive from them. Okay, that was question from Divine Wanko. Madu Adi Emeka. Okay, so the terms of using organic is okay, sir. In terms of using organic, is there a way you can use organic throughout in this crop because people are more in inorganic? Okay, I will talk about that. I belong to the Organic Agricultural Society of Nigeria. Yeah, we preach basically organic agriculture. There's no crop you cannot grow organically. I mean, organically. There's this palm I uploaded yesterday night around 10 p.m. on this YouTube channel, a palm tree in front of where I live in Oka. I just saw it just grew just in front of my gate. Instead of cutting it down, I allowed the palm to grow there. And ever since that palm grew, sprouted there, I've been nursing it. I've never for one day applied any inorganic fertilizer to it. Just normal mulching and other things, and taking care of it, regular pruning. See that palm? Please just click now. Go and see that palm. That palm has 18 well mature fruits. A palm of less than 3 years, or the yeah, just little above 3 years. It's carrying 18 fruits round it. And meanwhile, this palm is still on the ground. It hasn't even grown, like it hasn't even come up at all. But it's surrounded by fruits all around it. Meanwhile, when we discuss the establishment of palm establishment, we will tell you how many thousand tons or kg of NPK and urea fertilizer that you need to apply to palm. But that particular one is out there. It's not even hybrid, but it's growing, giving yield more than even the Malaysian super gene that everybody is talking about today. Just after this lecture, before you do any other thing, go to that my channel. The last video, not short, the last video I uploaded yesterday night on palm oil, palm tree. See that little palm, and it will wow you. You can grow any crop at all organically without the use of inorganic fertilizer. And like I've always told you, if you can grow your crops organically and people know that yes, you truly grew them organically, you sell at your own price. Yeah, we are still in Africa where people most times don't check that, but there are still those who are conscious of what they eat around us. If you can grow your crops organically, believe me, people will come to your house to do what? Buy from you, come to your shop. You don't even need to come to the open market. People will look for you to buy them from you. You can grow all your crops organically. Let's just ensure you're known. Let your brand be organic producer of so crop or whatever crops you're growing, and market will look for you, not you looking for the market. In terms of, okay, I've answered that question. I think Madu Adichi Adichie whatever. I think there's a Emeka at the end of the name. Sorry, I think I answered your question. If I didn't, please repeat this question at the end of this lecture. Just mess on my no, the assignment is for the students. Is The assignment is for the students. It's my other guests are the ones that they don't have anything to do with the assignments. I will only take their questions, and aside from vegetable, okay, the question here, aside from vegetables like pepper and the rest, can maize, cowpea be also grown in screen houses? Well, um, maize and cowpea, if you grow them in the screen house, they will do very well. They can be grown in screen houses. But if you must do commercial, if you must do commercial maize production, commercial cowpea production, I wonder how big the screen house you're going to have would be to grow this to grow maize and cowpea in screen houses. So it may not really be economically wise to grow them in screen houses. If you grow them in screen houses, they will have robust growth, the yield will be high. But the question still remains, would it be economical? But when you grow all these crops that require intensive care, like the tomato, pepper, and all those crops that has high, when I mean high value, those are referred to as vegetables. Growing them in screen houses will be more profitable than growing maize in screen houses. But if you grow a maize in a screen house, it will grow. It will give you even very far bigger yield, but it may still not be economical. If I want to grow corn, maybe I am someone that I want to be growing corn I want to be harvesting 500 tons, 1,000 tons, 40,000 tons per year. Then I better go to the field and cultivate and possibly do monocropping. But if it's just something I'm going to consume, I want to produce just at a little, you know, not so much a large scale. Yeah, you can grow in screen houses, but it may not really be um, uh, economically wise to grow corns in screen houses. I feel vegetables like pepper, tomato, and all the rest, all those vegetables are best grown in screen houses or screen houses. Yeah. So may I know why our attendance to today's lecture is very very poor? Just 32 people since we started. These ones that are saying they can hear me, yeah, they are just joining the class now. Okay, I don't know if there are more questions. Please do well to drop them, and don't forget, watch our previous videos and prepare yourself for our uh, little exercise. What would I call that? Yeah. Remember, we meet on Tuesday. Thank you, and God bless you. Let's call it a day here. If you don't have any other questions, if you don't have any other question, we'll wrap it up here. And for the person that said I should teach you about tomato and tomato production, pepper production, and some of those other vegetables. Do well to send me a reminder if you want it as a group. I will schedule time for that. I will schedule time for that and teach you. We can have it as a question and answer section. We can have it as a question and answer session where we would discuss that. Thank you, and God bless you. Do have a wonderful weekend. Always try to come to our channel. We teach almost every day here. It's not I just decided to use this channel to teach you, my students, so as to make it easy. I understand your plight, your predicaments there, and you too. I want to believe you're learning using YouTube. I will tell you a lot of things that I'm not meant to say in the open space here. I'll tell you a lot of other benefits and how to use YouTube to better your academic journey. I will be telling you that when we meet, and I know you'll be thanking me in future for introducing you to the use of YouTube for discussions like this. Please always come back to my channel, advise your friends. You can help me share some of my updates, especially those ones that looks like not the lectures anyway. The lectures are strictly for my students and those are invited to come and listen to the lectures. But other posts on on my YouTube that are not for lectures, please do me that favor. Just share them so that I can get more followers. I need to hit the 1,000 follower subscriber mark so that I can. I want to be streaming from my phone, but I can't stream from my phone because only 25 persons will be able to join my class when I stream from my phone. Yeah, and I am not into content creation on YouTube, so I am not driving for followers. So, but I need to get that level so that I can teach more people agriculture via this platform. So if you can share any beautiful video, especially the videos, not the shots, but if you can still share the shots, no problem. Share as many of them as possible. Nobody knows who will be joining and who will be benefiting from our agricultural experience. Thank you and God bless you. I am ending the class now. Remember, we have only 39 persons here. Okay, I'm not good. I'm not talking. I'm just waiting. Some of you are still joining. Let me see if those of you who are just joining now, I'm here watching. For those who said their comments cleared, I'm trying to update my list of attendance. I'm trying to update my list of attendance. So for the next 5 minutes, I will be watching what's happening here on the screen. I'll be watching what's happening here on the screen. And those of you who want to do Val for me tomorrow, your Val is we can use agriculture to do Val tomorrow. We can use agriculture to do Val tomorrow. Yes, I'm a Val boy too. Yes, the video will be here. I won't be deleting it until after the semester. Yeah, yeah, it will be here. It won't be deleted. It's for you. Yeah. Don't forget, try to share some of the clips, especially the videos and maybe the shots. And like I said, you can always come and then join me. We'll discuss agriculture on this channel every evening, or yep, every evening from 8 to 9. We'll be making it more regularly, more regular in the coming days. We'll be discussing agriculture here. All right, we end it here. We'll end it here, and I think I have noted I've noted a few new persons that just joined us. I It's fine. It's okay. We'll, we'll meet on Tuesday. If you need any revision class, you can always tell me. Yes. I'll just go now. Thanks, and